So I'm just going to sit here and communicate to you. And then when you're like, nope, I don't want it, then it starts knocking on the door. Exactly. I'm Mr. BC's, right?
Yeah.
So, and which I'm going to bring that example back up again. So it literally has a message for you. You get the message, it leaves. You ignore the message, it sits there, and then that, and remember that it's energy in motion. So when you block a river, what does the river do? Builds up until it just overthrows it all. So when you're sitting here like, no, anger, I don't want that message because I hate you, anger, I judge you. Then anger's like, okay, and it just sits there and does this. Right? And then anger's like, please take the message, please take the message, please take the message, please take the message, please take the message. Oh my God, just feel your anger. Right? And that's when you go.
But that's
when you're walking.
I don't want to do that, though,
right?
Because then I'm gonna explode.
So feel your anger.
But if I feel it, I'm gonna want to fucking
Make no mistake. Violence isn't proactive. It's passive. Violence is passive anger. When your aggression, which aggression is a natural thing in existence. Aggression is what allows us to be creatively expressive. A flower blooming out of the ground is an aggressive act. Okay, aggression is a natural thing. When you suppress your natural functionality, when you suppress anger, it becomes a different variation of itself. That is when you explode. It isn't feeling anger that explodes. It's you avoiding it that leads to that. Violence is anger leaking out. Because when you're in your actual natural state and feel it freely, you'll never be violent. It isn't natural to be violent. It's natural to be aggressive. It's natural to have fun and roll around it. And for everyone that has kids, they'll teach you that aggressive play is important for children's development.
Yeah. Do you have children?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a child, and I have 3 godkids I help raise. Sylvie's one of them. So, but I have a son, and and so aggressive play is actually necessary to their development as they start utilizing their body and play, because there's a freeness to nature and reality.
So it's not like that's bad, right?
Correct.
There is no bad.
There is no bad.
No
Remember,
bad.
when you step out of duality, that fades, right? So what you're navigating then is what this energy is. So anger again showing up, being like, hey, here's where you're playing small, right? And you're judging yourself, and you're using the world as an excuse, and you want to make a change. That's literally all anger is saying. But when you go, ugh, I don't like the idea of that, so I'm just going to ignore you and act like I'm somehow above this shit, right? And then the anger just sits there and goes, okay, right? And it's like, please just listen to me, please just listen to me. And that's when we feel like, oh my God, if I feel my anger, I'm going to lose it. And that's because you've been sitting on it for so long. That's when you take certain exercises and utilize it for a purpose, like a rage fit. Right?
I do that. I like to punch the ground.
Exactly. A rage fit is a way to direct the energy without causing harm and destruction to everybody else. Right? So then that's a way you actually can get it out, and then now you can actually approach it from a different space.
But I felt like once I've done that, because I've literally gone, I've done this multiple times, and I felt like it's a great thing to do, is literally find out where there's no rocks and there's just grass and dirt, and then freaking...
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do it in something soft. We use bats on couches, you use mattresses, things like that, punching bags.
But I felt like by doing that, it literally felt like this could go on, I could do this for years.
Right. You could. Right? So we have, in a rage fit, what we have it set up as is you have this moment of expression, and then you have a moment of ballistic, where you really let it all out. And then from there, you go into a meditative state where you can channel the energy. Because if you just sit there with it and do nothing with it, right, you're going to have to keep doing that because you're channeling the energy. You want to know what the anger is communicating so you can adjust the cause, then you don't have to keep doing that.
So how do I...
So when you're looking at navigating what an emotion is communicating, right, when it comes to state, anger shows up. There's 2 ways you can navigate identifying the state. One is, what do I believe is happening to me in this experience personally? So when you look at anger, you go, okay, so what do I feel like is happening to me? This person is betraying me, attacking me, disrespecting me, right? Now that you can see that, you go, oh, okay, so I feel disrespected. That's what's creating the experience. I feel betrayed. That's creating the experience. So now you have your moment with the anger, And now you can focus on what the actual cause of your experience is. Because remember this whole game of limitation. Your life is a journey of remembering the love that you are. Every single one of us is exploring the remembering of truth that exists within you. So every experience you create is the opportunity to realize where you are either loving yourself or concealing the ability to love yourself so that you can. And every time you address something that you feel that is anything other than peace, it's where you're remembering to love yourself to be your natural state of being, which is masterful, divine, infinite, always. Okay. Do you see that correlation? So that you feel anger and you go, oh man, I feel angry. Cool, what do I feel angry about? Well, I feel like this person isn't listening to me. Awesome, so how do I feel? Ignored. Well then, how do I feel about that being ignored? It makes me feel small, insignificant. Insignificant me, that's what's creating the experience. Now I get to show that some love. Thank you. So how you would do it, you sit in the mirror, right? Like I was doing with Dan that day. Thank you, insignificant me. I'm so grateful that you would show up for me to show me this. I'm sorry that I ever invalidated you or thought that you didn't matter. And I'm glad that you created this experience so I could actually look at myself here and tell you that it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to feel insignificant. It's okay to feel like you do. And I'm sorry that ever made you feel like it wasn't safe to do that. And I promise you, I would never harm you in any way, shape, or form. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for this moment. Thank you for showing up for me. You do that until you feel that peace. It will shift. It takes this level of honesty and vulnerability and intimacy with self to shift. Because the key with love is you aren't loving it to get rid of it. You're just loving it. It will move on its own. So when you feel an emotion, your idea isn't to get rid of the emotion, it's to listen to it. So you get it, and then it moves on its own. Right? It's like Mr. Meeseeks, the Mr. Meeseeks box. Right?
Oh my God.
Right? Right? So the Mr. Meeseeks box. Everyone who isn't familiar with Rick and Morty.
What? Who is it? What?
Perfect. Nice.
I saw only one episode.
I just finally watched
The
all of
episode
it.
I saw
I got over it
was
because I had a lot of
the
stories
ironic
around it.
episode
I was like,
ever
okay,
that
Kevin,
they're
what?
fighting every different dimensional self of each other. He's like a dimension war with themselves.
It's this. Well, what's dope about Rick and Morty is they drop all this insight about like interdimensions and parallel realities and infinite self. Right? It's really dope. So, but in the
Rick
show,
and Morty
it's a cartoon on
True level.
Rick and Morty.
What is
So in one of the episodes, they had this thing called a Mr. Meeseeks box, right? And a Mr. Meeseeks box was a box that when you press the button, a Mr. Meeseeks comes out, and this is like a support system. So he comes out and he's like, "Hey, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me!" And then what you do is you ask the Mr. Meeseeks to support you with something, and then that's their purpose. So then the Mr. Meeseeks supports you with your thing, and once it's fulfilled, it just poofs out of existence right back in the box.
And they love that.
And when Rick gives it to him, he goes, "Don't worry, it doesn't harm them, they love it." So then Summer, who's the daughter, Jerry, who's the father, and Beth, who's the mother, and Beth and Jerry are married, they all get a Mr. Meeseeks, right? Jerry wants Mr. Meeseeks to help with a golf game. Beth wants Mr. Meeseeks to help her find more sense of self. And Summer wants to be more popular at school. So they each get Mr. Meeseeks, and Mr. Meeseeks joins them.
Did you say Meeseeks?
Meeseeks, yeah.
Meeseeks. Mr.
Mr. Meeseeks.
He's a little blue guy. He's like, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So yeah, this lanky little blue character, right? So the first Mr. Meeseeks takes Summer to school, and they do this rally, and he drops knowledge.
This
about
is why
stuff.
it's good to be
And he
her friend.
Exactly, man. That breaks it down. People love it. Success. Mr. Meeseeks poofs. Right, gone. So just like your emotion, show up for purpose, message received, gone. Beth has her Mr. Meeseeks takes her on a date. And on the date, they have this beautiful, like, personal, intimate discussion about life. And he's like, well, maybe it's just time for you to actually honor how you feel and decide what you really want to do with your life instead of feeling like you have to fulfill somebody else's life. And she's like, oh my God, it has this big realization, right? Success. Mr. Meeseeks poofs out of existence. Jerry wants to improve his handicap in his golf game. So Mr. Meeseeks is like,
Take his game down a point or
come on, yeah, get his game down a point or two. So Mr. Meeseeks is telling him all the techniques to get right, and he just won't listen. He's stubborn, right? He isn't getting messages. Mr. Meeseeks is like, oh, come on, Jerry, you gotta concentrate, right? And it's like, get your head down, bend your knees, breathe, Jerry. Lower your shoulders, come on, Jerry, right? And so then Jerry's struggling, right? So now he isn't getting the message and like listening and processing it. So then that Mr. Meeseeks clicks the Mr. Meeseeks box to get help from another Meeseeks. And then they all keep struggling with it, so they keep hitting the box.
And like the next one comes out the box, he's like, did you tell me square shoulders?
Yeah, he's like, I told him that, right? So they're like, so then they're debating with each other. So you have all these, there's like hundreds of Mr. Meeseeks now out of the box, right? So this is a reflection of when you're suppressing emotion, how it builds up. So now all the Mr. Meeseeks are like, come on, Jerry, right? Now they had this really dope moment where he wasn't doing anything right now with the golf game, and they're all losing it, right? So they're like, the Mr. Meeseeks goes, Jeremy, come on, man, it's been 3 days. We're not supposed to be out of the box this long, man. It's getting weird. Right? That's what your emotions do. I am not supposed to sit here with you. I am supposed to communicate something to you so you get the message, and I get to go on about my business. The fact that you have me sitting here is really weird to me. And I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out, right? That's what your emotions do. That's why they build up. So now all the Mr. Meeseeks are freaking out. So finally it comes down to this life or death situation, right? And the Mr. Meeseeks have taken this like restaurant hostage for Jerry to get Jerry to
They have
get his
like
golf
guns
game,
to
right?
his head.
They have guns to his head, like they're losing it. Just like our reactions from our emotions, right? So then finally in this life or death situation, when he's finally at the brink of it, Jerry hits this shot, and all the Mr. Meeseeks are like, yes! And they all burst, right? And all of a sudden there's this one Mr. Meeseeks. Just like when you think you have it all figured out, but then the emotion's still there, like, do you? Right? This one Mr. Meeseeks goes, sorry, Jerry, I'm a bit of a stickler. What about your short game? And then it grabs like a girl and holds her hostage. She's like, oh my God, what about your short game? Right? So now
What the fuck is happening?
So now he has to hit a putt to make it. So now he has to focus and channel the energy, gets the message, nails the putt, and that Mr. Meeseeks is like, yeah! And then he poops. That's literally your emotions. They show up to support you on who you are asking yourself to be in your creative exploration. You receive the message to reveal what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where you get to go from there. Whenever you think your emotion is a negative thing, whenever you think it doesn't have a purpose and you avoid it, it builds up to get your attention because that's its only purpose. It doesn't do anything else. And so it builds. And then you get the message, right? This is completely our choice. And this is emotional intelligence. Your ability to identify how you're feeling and honor it so you can make a different choice in your reality from a more aware space.
I have a question.